United States President Joe Biden said that Ukraine cannot join NATO until their conflict with Russia is over. That has many wondering if Ukraine's membership is contingent on pursuing a long-lasting war, and the West appears to be making certain that the war will continue, with NATO military spending increasing over 8% this year.
This is the biggest increase in decades, and the 9th consecutive year of increases in our defense spending. So European allies and Canada will have invested over 450 billion extra US dollars since we agreed our defense investment pledge in 2014.
Since 2010, European taxpayers have seen their social safety net gutted under economically far-right austerity demands that there's no money for social funding. In the United States, many say that taxpayer money is urgently needed to fix economic inequality, aging infrastructure, and a lack of public services.
In Chicago, we have a lot of disinvested communities that, for them to pick their heads out of their day-to-day problems, the things afflicting them, and say, let's go wage war elsewhere, I'm not sure they would say such things, but like we said, generations of disinvestment and oppression on the West Side would probably push someone over there to maybe not being so keen about sending billions abroad and rather than keeping them at home.
If they would take that $100 billion and invest it in things here in the United States that were working for people instead of lining big businesses' pockets, then I'd be all for it. But you know, and I know that that's not the way the United States works.
Of those who express an opinion, polls show that just 40% of Americans, mostly Republicans, think that the U.S. is providing too much aid to Ukraine.
It is a lot of money, absolutely, but I do believe that, propagating, U.S. interests around the world and not showing weakness in this moment is probably a priority. I think in the long term it will offer some benefits, so I do think it is something I do support. Especially being Polish myself, being from Eastern Europe.
The money for Ukraine comes despite a disastrous anti-Russia sanctions campaign, which has backfired into the worst Western inflation in 50 years. If Ukraine can't join NATO until after the conflict is over, then that means Western leaders want to spend taxpayers' wages on Ukraine, but without doing any of the actual fighting. However, the massive military spending increases the chances of things spiraling out of control and into a larger war. Ramin Mazaheri, Press TV, Chicago.